Hello.
How you doing?
Uh, I have a lot of things going on in my life, but I guess they're all. I guess most of them are moving in positive directions. So I guess I should be feeling blessed. Can you be blessed if you're agnostic?
You can feel blessed, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's just a feeling.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think
Or
about it,
you could
like
you could be thankful. How about that?
thankful, yeah, yeah. But blessed, I mean, there's something about the idea of, I think, loving fate. I think it's just a Stoic thing, but I mean, there's a lot of stuff that randomly happens to you, um, and even though there's nothing potentially behind it pushing the levers in the right direction, you could be blessed that fate didn't you know feel blessed that fate didn't deal you a raw hand. So I don't think that's a religious term. I mean, it can be, but
Well, okay. If it's not a religious term, then can someone feel blessed by another human being?
well, yeah, for sure.
I mean, I assume a king or a queen can bless somebody,
Yeah,
but can your neighbor bless you?
sure. Why not? They could bless you with their presence.
Yeah, if they're really hot,
Yeah, for
like
sure.
physically attractive.
Yeah,
Oh, I think bless is like a godlike ability.
yeah. But does it have to be in a like manifested in an actual being, or could randomness, the randomness of the universe, be considered kind of a uncontrollable, more powerful thing that could bless you with? Maybe there's intentionality behind it is required, but
That would be called
eh.
luck.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Luck, you can be blessed by good luck, right? But
Okay.
yeah, yeah, I think it's just yeah, I think it's just being given good favor or something like that by or yeah, being having good favor. I don't know. We're probably word arguing here, but I think you could be blessed by non deities and stuff like that, or non powerful.
Maybe
Can
for
I guess could
gathers.
somebody poorer than you that's in a weak position bless you? I think so. So it's probably not a position of power either. It's probably just a feeling of receiving some sort of pleasant or good fortune. I don't know. We could look up the word.
Let's look up the word. Let's look it up. Hold up.
But what have you been blessed by this week?
Um, wait for 1 second. It says made holy and consecrated. It must.
Consecrated.
That's weird. I never heard that word before. I want to say concentrated, but they say consecrated.
Yeah,
I never heard that
Cons-
word before.
consecrated gets used a lot in the Catholic faith because we there's like the consecration of the bread. I think it's like to impart like some sort of power on or whatever. Um,
Like,
it's been
I
a
mean,
while since
someone
I've.
someone in leadership can provide their blessings or can give you their blessings. Like, so, like, if you want to, for the people that believe in marriage, like they can like the male can request the father of the would be bride, or like, can I receive your blessings before I,
Yeah,
what do you call it when you ask someone to marry you? What's that formal name?
marriage.
No, no, no.
Or,
When you ask someone, like you get down on bended knee,
oh,
propose.
propose. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm so out of
So
touch.
the third definition in Merriam-Webster is bringing pleasure, contentment, or good fortune, a blessed
Oh,
event.
I do that in the bedroom with women.
I'm sure that they consider it a blessed
Not
event.
myself. I'm talking about to women, to other people. I knew that.
It's blessed, man.
Yeah. This is how we start a mastermind session about software.
Yeah.
I will say I am kind of excited. This morning, I deployed my very first service for my beach delivery app. I deployed it.
Cool.
It's deployed.
It's
I
working.
mean, it's working after submitting yet another Microsoft support ticket, and this time having 2 rounds of interactions with the support engineer, and they're like, the
Moving on up.
first one was like pair programming with them, and then because they're not like specialists, they're the mediator,
Hmm.
right? And then you said, yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to the Signal R team because it's always Signal R, man. Like, there's no like domain expert that's like on social media outside of your boy, the Caribbean guy, whatever his name is. He's the only person.
Hmm.
Like, there's no subject matter experts outside of Microsoft that like voluntarily answer questions about Signal R. And like that probably had to be the worst architectural decision I've made for this project. Is my dependency on Signal R. I'm sure it's
I
a
know a
great
lot of
I'm sure
a
it's a
lot of
great
people use it.
technology. I'm sure it's a great technology, but the amount of effort I have to get for support, it doesn't make sense. It's Do people use it? Yes, but are there enough subject matter experts outside of Microsoft? That has not been demonstrated to me at all.
Is it? I wonder if it's because you're using it with like a mobile app instead of a web browser.
Mm, it's a combination. It's not so much I think the mobile app. It's the fact that I'm like one of the very few pioneers of trying to use it serverlessly, right?
Oh, okay.
So almost all the examples are, you using a traditional like web server,
Hmm.
right? I'm trying to do it using Azure Functions, and apparently that's like uncharted territory. Like, Microsoft says that you can do it, but they don't really give you step by step by step, hold my hand, like, guidance all the way to deployment.
Yeah.
And like that ish took me like 4 months to finally like get deployed. So now I deployed. I mean, I published like a brain dump on my blog post like 2-3 hours ago. So hopefully I never have to visit that area again. I could just look at my blog post and probably like I think I wrote like 5 or 6 blog posts in the past like 2 years trying to figure things out for Signal R alone. But
Hmm.
hopefully I'm done with that. And hopefully I can start billing at like 150 an hour just for Signal R. I'm dead serious.
Yeah. Except for most people use it vanilla, and it's not that complicated in vanilla
The more the world is going cloud,
situations.
and the more that quote unquote, it's either serverless or like Kubernetes, right?
Yeah. Did you see the on GitHub the press the period button thing?
Negative.
So go to like any .NET repo you have in GitHub and press the period button.
Why?
Just do it.
Should I share my screen doing it?
Yeah, if you want to.
All right, let me log in first.
Enhance. So in the meantime, I ran that 5K last weekend, but then there's a 10K at the different brewery in town the next day, so I ran that too. So
No issues.
no other than friction, but I'm dealing with that. Just some blisters and stuff like that. I bought these pair of socks. They're called like Balegas, the brand. and I wore those the last couple days and running, and those make a huge difference. So,
Yeah, what do they do?
Yeah.
Cut down
They're
on
just
blisters.
they're just blister resistant. So they're really soft and cushiony and whatever. So
So what am I doing?
it's huge. Go to a smaller one.
A smaller repo?
Yeah, just something with like a few things in it.
Okay. Who has 36 repo? God damn. How many repos do you have?
I don't know. Create a bunch of empty ones a lot of times, but oh shoot, this isn't my.
Here's a small
I
one.
can make it later. Yeah, go there. I'll press period.
The key period?
Yeah, what the heck?
I thought there was a button called period. You want me to literally press the key?
The key period. Yeah. Welcome to the new world.
This is an IDE now?
Yeah, they put VS
Oh.
Code on top of GitHub. I
Okay.
think this is code spaces, but apparently I haven't really tried actually doing any dev work in it yet, but apparently you can pretty much do whatever here.
Oh wow. So is there intelligence on here too?
It
All right, let's see.
looks like they have.
I would be
extensions and everything.
surprised. Holy shoot!
Well, it's just VS Code. I mean, it's VS Code. They're just
Okay, they don't have
pulling
full
data
intelligence.
down from. Yeah.
Let's try something else. We should.
It's not going to be as good as Visual Studio, but I don't think VS Code's there anyways.
Yeah. So all right.
For .NET, anyways. For like JavaScript and stuff, this is.
So how do you compile it?
I don't know. I haven't got that far. All I know is that this is here now. Might be really good for editing READMEs though, if you do that.
How do you even save it?
Good question.
Hold on,
I don't
is this
know.
it right here?
Do you care about this repo? I don't know. Try saving it.
No, I don't care about this one. This is a bug me reproducing a bug and sending it over to Microsoft.
See, I think you can like. I think the idea is that then you can use like GitHub Actions and stuff too. Like build and deploy these things and test them.
I hate feature branches so much, man. I spent yesterday. Like people have to realize how many hours of their life they don't get back from resolving branch issues. That's it. I don't have anything else to say about that. Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, there's something new to tinker around with sometime.
This is my mentor for Clojure.
Cool.
Yeah.
Are you learning Clojure then?
I had one session with him, and then I messaged him like yesterday. He messaged me earlier this morning for scheduling our next session. Yeah. So it's hard though. Like, how do I say this without getting in trouble? I got reprimanded like several days ago. The current work that I'm doing professionally for gainful employment requires me to learn other technologies, and that competes with me learning the technologies that I want to learn on my off hours. And so I'm trying to figure out how to do that successfully. Was that politically correct? You think I'll get in trouble for saying that?
No, it's just a statement of fact.
You sense my frustration?
Yeah.
Okay. Like I said, I got reprimanded like several days ago. So, what am I doing? Oh, yeah. Come here. No cloud reader, right? I told you I pulled a muscle in my back last Friday.
I don't remember that. Was that after our session?
No, I pulled it running.
Oh.
And so we should have had our session right after my run.
All I remember is you cutting it short. And
Again?
then what we discussed last week. Yeah. But I don't remember you pulling your muscle, but maybe we started that way.
I sprained my back last Friday, walking home from my 2-mile run, and that put me out of commission for 5 days.
Ouch.
Yeah, so like, what's today? Today's Friday. Wednesday was so 2 days ago was my first time running since, and I still haven't worked out. I still haven't done my pull-ups or my dips since like last Thursday.
Hmm.
So it's like no matter how productive I try to be, something always f's it up. Like I try to do it, and like some random event. How do you pull a muscle in your back as you're walking? Like, I don't know,
Yeah, I
man.
used to have that. I had that like few times in the past. Like I've gotten into doing like exercise or whatever, and without hesitation or without fail, like after the second or third week, I'd get sick, and then like sick with a cold, and that would just destroy the whole damn thing. And I couldn't muscle through it. But no, this has been a pretty good one for me so far.
So I got this. I bought yet another closure book last week called the Closure Workshop, and it appears to be just a book of tutorials, or a book, yeah, a book of tutorials that I think are ultimately going to result in like some project. So the project is dissected into individual tutorials, and so I've been trying to squeeze in time to actually do this on my computer. But I find that like 80% of the time, I'm just on the beach trying to squeeze in like 5 or 10 pages of reading on my phone, on my Kindle app, on my phone. So like I'm trying to make time for it, and I'm still trying to like build out this whole rental part on the beach delivery or the customer app. Yeah. So, anyways, but I mean the book. I don't know. Like I want to learn Closure. I just wish I could integrate Closure into my day job so I could accelerate my learning. Because right now it looks like I got to learn Node.js. I fucking hate JavaScript. All right. So
Do TypeScript then instead. You can do TypeScript over Node.
no, there's a reason why I more than likely have to learn Node.js.
Well, yeah, but no, like Node is TypeScript is over JavaScript. So if you, like unless you can't, you could make a case that if you're building Node applications, you should be writing TypeScript, and that could at least get you in a more comfortable place.
Okay.
Because like if you just do some research on it, kind of the anecdotal evidence about building bigger applications. If you're building a small script or whatever, or a couple of small things that just need to grab some data and return, you could do that without. But if you're building on full applications,
It's not a full application. It's
okay.
just a web service layer.
Okay. Well, yeah, maybe it would be.
That integrates with third-party SDK.
Yeah, maybe you'd be. Yeah, it depends on how much there's there, and whether having type safety would be valuable or not. But TypeScript compiles down to JavaScript, so.
Do I have to know JavaScript to know TypeScript?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, well, you could learn TypeScript first.
And TypeScript is in Visual Studio or Visual Studio Code? It should be in Visual Studio by now, right?
They've never had great support for JavaScript, TypeScript type stuff. I mean, they probably have support, but VS Code's going to be a better.
TypeScript is a very popular, even sponsored by Google, right? And it's not in Visual Studio.
I don't think so. I don't think they have it, but it's just the development experience isn't going to be as good as. I think Visual Studio Code's a better experience for JavaScript overall.
Okay.
That's my experience with anything JavaScript related.
I have to relearn Visual Studio Code.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's pretty good.
I used it for Elm, but that was like 4 years ago, 5 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
But one thing, like what I am excited about, so like, boom, I'm blessed because I put my first like web service into production, right? And so here's the thing, like once I migrate all these other services that I'm running locally on my laptop to like a deployed service, that's it. For now on, I like yeah, I understand there's way more to learn than just deployment. But right now, like if I'm deploying like more than a dozen different services and I could demonstrate a gig economy app with a courier and a customer and all this orchestration and Azure topics getting dynamically created and then deleted and notifications going off everywhere. I'm a goddamn Azure architect, man. I understand that I didn't take any certifications, but at a junior level, I've demonstrated that I could put together end-to-end solution, deploy it. Like no one can tell me that I didn't do it, man. I should now be interviewing at tables that are paying 125 an hour. I'm convinced. So F mobile, F Xamarin, like I want to be in the $250,000 like a year like ranking now. So like that's what I'm excited about. People may think I'm delusional, but I'm not delusional, right? And if I'm not getting that from Azure, then I'm just going to spend another 6 months transitioning all that stuff, maintaining the patterns onto AWS. I'm going to get my $250,000 a year, right? It took me like damn near 3 years to get this far outside of work. So that is what's motivating me right now. So let me lower my testosterone. Oh.
Is that what Azure architects are going for? I wouldn't think that, but
If you're a certified Azure architect, the answer is yes. If you have relationships with people and you have a very nice personality and you know how to sweet talk, the answer is yeah, like 125 an hour is what you can command as a Azure architect doing like consulting. Not I'm not talking about like a full-time employee, like full-time employment. I'm talking about like consulting. So hence part of my motivation for learning all this. The only thing is I shouldn't have picked Azure. I picked Azure because it was within the .NET ecosystem and it would be a natural transition for me. And plus, I know hella people in the industry. If I could go back, it would have been AWS. So,
well, there's government work in Azure though, isn't there?
there is, but I thought that the CIA backtracked on their contract with Microsoft.
Oh, I'm not sure about that.
And now I think they're dividing it with AWS.
Yeah, I didn't hear that news. I think last thing I heard was that there was the contract.
Because what? It was like 30 billion, right? Over like the next 10 years or something like that. Or maybe it was 10 billion. Maybe 10 billion was for the next 10 years.
CIA awards multi-billion C2E cloud contract to AWS Microsoft. I see. But I thought I thought the Pentagon chose Azure. Huh.
Probably. Is the Pentagon an umbrella for CIA? I would think so.
No, I thought they're separate.
So the Pentagon is just the military branches and the CIA is its own rogue.
One's an agency, one's the military, though, isn't it?
I mean, they both do military work. The CIA still uses military vehicles and technology to kill people. It's just spying, right? I mean, well, unless the CIA like delegates the killing to the Navy or special forces, maybe that's it. So CIA is like intelligence, spying, and then they probably delegate to the Navy for special forces for them to drop bombs on people.
Yeah, the CIA reports to the Director of National Intelligence, which I think is probably different than the Secretary of Defense. So I believe they are different branches of the executive side of things.
Because, like, I mean, who killed al-Zarqawi? I would think it was the CIA, but maybe not. I mean, he was on the radar for the entire like U.S. government. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah. It's probably this. It's probably exactly the relationship you described. Is that the CIA reports it, and then they bring in the SEALs or the
Yeah, it's probably the same thing.
Rangers or something else to do it.
It's probably the same thing with Bin Laden too.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that was SEAL Team 6 or whatever, wasn't it?
Yeah, but the SEAL Team 6 doesn't do intelligence. They don't track someone down.
Yeah.
They just get the order and they get sent out to execute.
Did you ever watch that movie on that? Is it Zero
Nah.
Dark 30?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, Zero Dark 30. That's about the that raid on his. I wanted to say Obama, but Osama's compound. So, but yeah, it's actually pretty neat if you watch it. They do the whole. I mean, they have the whole drama about leading up to it about how they find him, and then they actually show the whole mission as it goes in and does it. So at least within the Hollywood version of it, but
I wonder how many like secret raids the Chinese government does, and if they operate in other parts of the world.
Probably. I mean, they have a pretty big presence now.
They probably do it in Africa. They'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, so and so at this company, they said that we can't drill here. And China would be like, all right, bet. And they send in their special forces, remove him, and then they start establishing yet another project.
Yeah.
In continental Africa. It's weird how like it's public knowledge that China has a huge investment in Africa, and it's as if like other countries kind of like frown upon, like it's like beneath them. It may not be the truth, but at least in the media, it sounds like, yeah. But they have a military base in Djibouti. So, anyways, I'm always interested in Asian culture, man.
Well, certainly different than Western culture.
I think I would have excelled in life if I were born Asian instead of black. I really think so.
Especially if you were the same height.
No, I mean I would be enslaved to play basketball if I was a 6'7" Asian. No, like if I could pick, I would either be. I think number one, I would be Japanese. My second pick would be South Korean. My third pick, I respect Russians a lot. I probably would be Kazakhstanian or whatever the word is. No, that would be my 2-3 picks if I could be Asian. So,
Not Mongolian.
I honestly can't. I had a friend from Mongolia when I was in college. She was really good at ping pong. But like, can you name any like famous Mongolian? It doesn't necessarily have to be entertainment. Just anybody that's famous for something that's Mongolian.
Well, yeah. What was their big leader? They used to be a gigantic.
Yeah,
empire.
but I'm talking about
Are you
like
talking contemporary?
within the past like 4
The Who?
decades. You're talking about Genghis Khan.
Yeah. How about the Who?
What's that?
They're a band. Look them up.
From
They
Mongolia?
do Mongolian throat singing. They've kind of made their way into kind of like a subsect of
Mongolian throat singing. What is that, like mumble rap? Hold up.
No. And when I say the who, it's HU, who. Listen to Wolf Totem.
You said Mongolian throat singing.
Yeah, just do the HU.
Hold on. Let me see this. Let me share my thing.
Нүүдэлчин түмэнд уул ус тийм ээ. Мал ахуй харагдах, мал ахуйгаа хариулах тийм ээ.
They speak in Arabic.
No.
That's Arabic.
Isn't that Mongolian?
Урсгал усны хаан чимээ.
So Mongolian is a language, right? A full language, independent language.
Yeah, but he's speaking from the throat. Isn't that like how Arabics speak?
Yeah, I guess so.
Дэлхийн 200 хэд орн билээ. Энэ орн дотроос энэ орнуудаас ганц Монгол ястанд үндэстэнд оршин
we gotta fast forward.
тавьж энд манай доо юутнууд.
Yeah, this is lame. Just look up the who.
Өөрийнхөө хойч халааг бэлтэж байгаа.
How do you spell it?
HU.
Нуруу тийх байх хэвээр. Хоёрдугаар хамгийн гол юм.
This dude right here.
Yep. Yeah. That Wolf Totem's probably one of their bigger. You'll hear some throat singing in here later. They do this. It's a pretty epic open.
Is there
All right,
a motorcycle
let it
gang?
play.
Is there a motorcycle gang called the Mongols over in California?
Oh, maybe. Okay. So they did something with, was it the guy from Papa Roach, I think, and some other singers. I think it's coming up after this next verse. Their instruments are freaking tight, though.
Medieval.
They're awesome. All right. Hold on. Oh, maybe it's after the next one. Because they'd be going like, ooh. Yeah, so next time they reach the end of this, when they get into that instrumental part, they do their Mongolian throat singing. Oh, there it is. They kind of have like that vibration going on.
Yo, that is hard. I like that. When they come to the States?
They've been here, I think.
That's
They, like
hard.
you said, they had a they have kind of a cult following. So yeah, if you look up Wolf Totem featuring Jacoby Shaddix of Papa Roach, they did a mix up with him. I feel like they did one more with someone. Oh, they got one with Lizzie Hale of Hailstorm, who's another. I don't know if you know her.
Nah, I like the song. This is like the only like heavy metal song that I can actually like listen to.
Really?
Yeah, I don't really listen to white music.
Is it white music to
Yes.
like hard rock?
This is heavy metal, right?
I guess yeah. Metallica, anyways. Is it just this particular song?
Yeah, this is the only song I like
Why?
because it's Prison.
Oh, is the music video?
No, like I don't even have to listen to the video. It's like I could bob my head. I don't think I've ever listened to this working out, but like I like the song. And there's another song too by Korn, which I'll play next. Hold up.
I don't know if I've heard this one by Metallica. This was newer.
No, this is like more than 10 years old.
Huh.
You see, like 2009.
When did the Black album come out? Which is the one Metallica one that I'm really familiar with.
I don't know, but this
That was
video
in
was hard
91.
though. And then the only other White song I like is this is going to take me a while to find. It's called like Ariel. Hold up. I don't even know how to spell Ariel. Hold up. Come here.
I didn't think Ariel's was by
Yeah, I like the song.
System of a Down. Yeah, not Korn, but
I thought it was Korn.
no.
Are you sure?
Yeah, this is System of a Down.
Oh, why am I saying Korn?
I don't know. So you don't like I don't know, like, have you listened to any Five Finger Death Punch or anything like that?
No.
Or Godsmack is I really like Godsmack.
So those are the only two White songs that I like. So
I bet if you listen to more, you'd find more that you like.
Probably, yeah.
How about like oh gosh. How about Voodoo by Godsmack? You should listen to that one. Or Awake. Anything actually off of that album with that.
Our Masterminds is now turning into a music review. Let me see. How you spell Voodoo? Like
VOODOO.
Voodoo had an H in it, but okay. Voodoo.
This is a little slower, but if you want like harder stuff. This one's a little slower. If you listen to Awake by them, if you want something harder, that bangs. Yeah, this is about as hard as you get. But Awake on the same album is a little bit more powerful. I guess and how about Disturbed? You never listened to Disturbed?
No, we don't belong to the same cultural groups.
Well, I listen to some, rap and stuff.
Yeah, but more than likely it's because it's made it to the radio.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I don't even listen to the radio. I think that's one of the differences. And not it's not like I know for a fact, but like I'm willing to bet that.
So that one I sent you.
Whether it's you said one more? Hold up.
Yeah.
Let me share my screen again.
This one's actually really good for working out too. Oh gosh, I got it one more after that too. Sorry.
Sit back and take notes. Something in the marijuana smoke. Something gun smoke. I just want to. That's Nazi music. I don't know about that.
No.
That's music that they use in mosh pits, right?
No, it's like I said, it's really good. Like when you're working out, because that one specifically is about being indestructible. Once it actually gets into the lyrics, I'm indestructible, and kind of like defeating your enemies in war, I think, and stuff like that. So. Although this isn't this. Oh no.
It's cool, but I don't think I could work out to it. I could work out to like Eye on the Tiger. Like,
All right, how about one more? Try that one.
you keep
This one's
saying
good for
that.
push-ups.
You keep saying that.
You've probably heard this one before.
Yeah, I've heard this.
Trying to think if there's any other ones that I don't know. Here we go. One. Because they count, so you can do the push-ups. Good. So you didn't get a lot of this in Cleveland or in Ohio?
I mean, I'm sure, like, I mean, based on like the area that I'm affiliated with, like, no, like we don't listen to this. Not to say that there's not like cultures there. I mean, like everything's like demographics, right? So like, I don't outside of work. I mean, honestly, I don't really spend a lot of time with white people that listen to like that type of music. I mean, like honestly, it's only because of work that I'm encouraged to interact with people that don't look like me, maybe not don't think like me, and as a result, you know, we get to like, you know, share like things that we normally wouldn't like be hip to. So like even in college, like at work, you're forced to interact, and so like I think, yeah, I mean, then you start developing relationships with people. You start going out to lunch, you know, with them, and you're able to build rapport. But outside of that, it's like people usually just stick to what they know, and they usually don't go out their way venturing into uncharted territories that are unfamiliar. So.
True. Although, if you work remotely, going out to lunch doesn't happen very often.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm talking about when I used to be a full-time employee.
Yeah. I hit the wall yesterday. I don't know what it was. I got in a funk. I couldn't really pull myself to get a lot done. I tried
working or running.
Working. I tried like going for a walk. I ran 3 miles yesterday morning. Tried going for a walk. I tried shifting my workspaces, had some caffeine, ate some more food, tried a bunch of stuff, and just nothing. I just couldn't.
So did you just take the rest of the day off, or you just collected the
No,
check?
I should have. Well, the thing is about when you're salary. I mean, I did some work, but I put some thought into other things. But the thing is, when you're salary, you're not paid for your hours. So even though you're expected to put in so many hours, that's if you were paid for your hours. If hours came into play, you would be misclassified, and you should be getting overtime.
Yeah.
Because when you're salaried, you're paid for your services.
Did you go out the night before, or did you just have a rough night?
So I woke up in the middle of a dream, and every time that happens, I'm having a shitty day.
Hey, Gambler. Yeah, I kind of talked about it earlier. Like, I'm trying to make progress in closure. I'm just being pulled in like 4 different directions. I don't want to be the type of dude that like raw. This is what I'm going to do, and then all of a sudden I'm quiet like 2 weeks later. So like I'm still on it. I have a session coming up this weekend with my new closure mentor. So right now I'm just going through some tutorials in a book that I'm reading. So Anyway, Sean, you were saying that you didn't do anything like the day before that put you in that
No.
state.
No, I think it was just the waking up in the middle of a dream thing. It was a frustrating dream too. I was in a presentation at work and my wife wouldn't leave me alone and I couldn't find the file I was supposed to present on. And so I'm like, all these people on Zoom are watching me. And in the middle of that, I wake up to my dog. No, my son was in our bed and he decided to pee himself.
Yeah.
So
I hate when that happens.
Yeah. Well, he didn't have a diaper on this time, so and
Whose fault
he's
was that?
old. Well, he's older, so he shouldn't have to, but he's still just hasn't figured out sleeping without peeing yet for some reason. I don't know.
I had a childhood friend. He peed in the bed until he was like 10.
Yeah. Eventually they'll
Like
learn
I
it.
don't think he had control over his bladder when he was like sleeping.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I don't know. I tried all the tricks that I know and nothing. But I don't know. This whole week I've been off though. I feel like I just haven't been wanting to do it for some reason. I get back into those things, those ideas of like, boy, do I want to be doing something else? Should I be doing something else?
Yeah, your workbench.
I don't. Yeah.
In the shed.
Yeah.
Right.
I thought about building an obstacle course in my backyard.
Okay.
There's this. Let me see if I can find it quick. What I want to build, which actually is because like I think it would be funner to do workouts or bodyweight workouts if it was on an obstacle course and just naturally part of the course rather than just going and straight up doing, straight push-ups or whatever, or sit-ups or pull-ups.
If it were a social environment, you think it would be funner if you were just by yourself doing the obstacle course?
Not necessarily, but I think it would be funner than sitting there by yourself doing push-ups or pull-ups or whatever.
As long as I have music, I don't mind it as much. Like as long as I got Rick Ross playing in the background, like I can do it. It's hard when there's no music. It's hard when there's no one around and I'm just all alone trying to like get it done.
So if you look at that video I linked at that time, there's a obstacle that I've run that before, that obstacle. I remember it just being like pretty brutal. So it's basically like an incline that has boards going across it. And then you have to go over and under these. You think about it, it's kind of like pushing and pulling, and I think I saw the SEALs do it. They don't do it on the end there. There's an equivalent, like another one on one of the SEALs training videos that I saw, where they actually do it in the middle, so they don't have their legs on the edge like that. I'm guessing that would be a step up in difficulty. But I thought about trying to build like something like that.
What the hell are you doing? Let's go. Go, Richardson. Go, Richardson. Over the green. Go ahead, American.
See, that guy cheated. He's supposed to go under that first yellow.
Not all again, Richardson. Go.
He didn't cheat, but he missed it.
Go, Richardson.
So like it's weird.
I think the Air Force retired this particular course. I don't know what their current course looks like, but
You know what's weird? Like what you're showing me is an obstacle course with, I don't know, it looks like people in boot camp.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm focusing on are the actual like personas of the people that are doing this, and they all look like they share the same persona.
Well,
they all kind of look awkward. I mean, I wish I could pick a different word. They all look like they're looking for like a place to belong just based on their physical features, because they don't look like what we see on TV or what we see like on the beach or in the mall of some international city with like they all look.
Well, you generally don't see people shaved, stinky, and in BDUs.
Yeah, but
at the mall.
half of them have thick goggles on.
Well, that's military issue glasses.
No, those are just glasses. I thought. No.
No, I'm pretty sure that they
okay.
have.
Well, how come
specific-
some people have them, some people don't? Because it's military issue.
Some people
so
don't
they just wear
need
glasses. Okay,
I
so
think.
it's people. They require glasses, but they have to trade in their normal glasses for military issue glasses. That's what you're saying?
I'm thinking so. I don't remember whether or not that's a requirement.
I mean, this looks a little bit more normal.
Yeah.
But like when I was looking at like the individuals that they chose to put the camera on, like they were looking kind of like special. I don't know. It's just my mind kind of gets tunnel vision on certain things.
But yeah, anyways, that particular course, that I thought about building an obstacle like that and just running that a few times. I also thought about, like, I was walking and I saw these landscaping stones, and I thought it would be kind of interesting to have just a bin of these stones on one side, and you just have to move them over to the other bin, and just like you're doing work, but it's not just like, I don't know. Excuse me. It's not just like the same repetitive controlled actions. It's more fluid.
How often do you think you would actually use it?
I don't know. Probably
after you
not.
built it.
Probably not. But I don't know.
Do you know? Do you have any acquaintances that like deserve to have their own reality show?
That deserve to have their own reality show?
Yeah.
Or that would be on a reality show?
No, that deserve to have their own reality show.
I don't know how to.
They're so entertaining that it doesn't seem like real life. So there's like a black version of like, what is it, Ted and Kumar? What's
Harold
that?
and Kumar?
Harold and Kumar. I've discovered the black version of those two people, and they're weird and funny at the same time. And the thing is they're dead serious. So like, I went to go for a walk to get some like beverages, and like I came across them because I see them when I occasionally work out in the yard. And like, hey, what's up? I'm like, oh, no, whatever. Hey, look, let's just go for a stroll. So they walk around with their shirt off, like they're built, and they're like, it's weird because it's like a 10-year like age difference between the two of them, but they're kind of like best friends.
Mm-hmm.
One's Haitian, the other one's like from Philly. The one from Philly, he reminds me of Sideshow Bob. Like, he looks kind of crazy, but when he talks so eloquently, right? But make long story short, like yesterday, he saw an Asian family having dinner inside of like a nice restaurant as we were walking down the strip. And we're outside, and obviously they're inside. Like, so he's looking through the window. And so I have a fetish for Asians too. Like, I get really stupid when I see like an Asian girl, right, or an Asian woman. But anyway, we were walking past this one, like, I don't know, it was like a Cuban restaurant. See like a group of Asian women, all older, like from 20 to like 50, right? And he sees this one bald-headed Asian lady, right, and she's cute, right, and he just stops as we're walking, like. He just stops. He's wearing like jeans and no shirt. And then he's like, and like, I'm like, what is he doing? Right. And so he's like outside of this restaurant, looking through the window, staring at like these, like this group of Asian women eating, having their like nice dinner together, and he's like, you, right? And he's like trying to talk to him. I'm like, all right, this dude is crazy. And like he maintains that frame, and it's like he's like acting. It's like he's like what's the word? Auditioning like for a script.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes into like all this gesture and motion, and how he's like, he starts sucking his lips and pointing. He's like, and I'm like, I walk away because I'm embarrassed. Right?
Yeah.
I don't want to be associated with that. And like he maintained that frame for 45 seconds. He did not stop. He didn't care how awkward he was looking. He didn't care that initially it looked like they were ignoring him because they looked at him like, and they're like talking to each other, and they look back at him, and then they try to mind their own business. And he maintains frame. And then she excuses herself from the table, walks out with a big grin, talk for a couple minutes, exchange numbers, and then he just moves on. Right. It is weird because it's like a whole bunch of black dudes, right, behaving like, well, he was behaving like that against like what I would think is a traditional like Asian group of people that would more than likely just ignore to the best of their ability what's happening and not even entertain that type of behavior. And yet he just pulls it just like that, right? By what I think is embarrassing himself. And like, I don't know, I watched them do that same thing. I watched them pick up like 5 women within the span of like 10 minutes. And they don't look the type at all. They just have muscles. That's it. So I don't know. I just thought it was interesting and embarrassing at the same time. But they deserve to have their own reality show. And I don't know. I don't think they even like are interested in like television. They're just in their own world. And they're not drug addicts. I don't know what's wrong with them. They're just in their own world. Like they have their own reality. So I kind of admire it. So
Cool.
I assume you don't know anybody like that.
No, I don't know anybody
Yeah.
who yeah, I don't know anybody who would be that way.
That lives their life as if they're auditioning on the set. And they
Yeah.
just become very like theatrical is the word. Theatrical. That's how they behave.
Yeah, nobody I know of.
And that's how we kill this mastermind session. So
Yeah.
Gamlore. I don't have too much else to add. Next Friday, I'll try to get at least 2 more. Like once I learn how to get another service up, because the other services they rely on like they rely on Azure Storage Tables, right? That's their dependency. Once I could figure out how to get one of those services up, everything else should go like dominoes, right? So next Friday, I'll hope to report that I've successfully deployed probably 2 to 3 other services. That's my goal. So
Cool.
that's it. Gambler's response to my story. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep at the training up for the marathon or half marathon thing, but I did sign up for another 10K in September. This one should be kind of cool. It's along the North Shore. It's through some tunnels and stuff, I guess. It's actually an inline, like the majority of it's an inline marathon, but they have running too. So,
What's an inline marathon? Like single file?
No, inline like skating. It's the world's largest, or the USA's largest skating marathon, actually, but they have a running one too. They've got running races along with their inline races. So it's like rollerblades. Shot you the link to it, but yeah.
Well, good stuff.
Cool.
I have to start my workday now. See ya. Bye,
Alrighty,
Gambler.
see ya. Ciao, bye.